Welcome back, football fans, to another deep dive into the beautiful game. Today, we're stepping into the time machine, rewinding the clock to the 2003 to 2004 Premier League season, a year etched in gold, a season that redefined greatness. We're talking about Arsenal's Invincibles, the team that didn't just win the English Premier League, they conquered it without losing a single match. 38 games, 0 defeats. A feat so extraordinary, it's never been replicated in the modern era. Today, I'm here to make the case, no, to prove that Arsenal's Invincibles are the greatest football team of all time. Buckle up, because this is going to be a journey through brilliance, resilience, and sheer footballing poetry. Let's kick off. First, let's set the scene. It's August 2003. The Premier League is heating up, and Arsenal, managed by the legendary Arsène Wenger, are coming off a strong 2002 to 2003 season, where they finished second to Manchester United. But this time, something feels different. There's a hunger in the air, a quiet confidence radiating from Highbury. Wenger had built a squad that wasn't just talented, it was a perfect storm of skill, grit, and unity. This wasn't a team assembled with today's billion-pound transfer budgets. No, this was a masterpiece crafted through vision, scouting, and belief in a philosophy that married French flair with English steel. Let's talk about the spine of this team, because it's here where the Invincibles' greatness begins. At the back, you had Jens Lehmann, the German goalkeeper, whose intensity could intimidate strikers before they even took a shot. Lehmann wasn't just a shot stopper, he was a wall, conceding only 26 goals across the season. A stat that's absurd when you consider the attacking firepower of the era. Ahead of him, the center-back pairing of Sol Campbell and Kolo Touré. Campbell, a towering Englishman, brought Premier League winning experience from Tottenham. Yes, he crossed the North London divide. And Touré, the Ivorian dynamo, was a revelation with his pace and tenacity. These two didn't just defend, they dominated. Moving into midfield, you've got Patrick Vierra, the captain, the heartbeat, the warrior. Vieira was a colossus, an all-action midfielder who could tackle, pass, and score when it mattered most. Alongside him, Gilberto Silva, the unsung hero. They called him the Invisible Wall because he quietly dismantled opposition attacks while letting the flair players shine. And shine they did. Up front, you had Thierry Henry, quite simply, the greatest striker the Premier League has ever seen. Henry wasn't just a goal machine with 30 strikes that season. He was a magician, a player who could turn a game on its head with a flick of his boot. Flanking him, Dennis Bergkamp, the Dutch maestro, whose vision and touch were straight out of an art gallery. And wingers like Robert Pires and Freddie Ljungberg, who brought pace, precision, and goals to the party. Now, let's get to the heart of why the Invincibles stand alone. That unbeaten record. 38 games, 26 wins, 12 draws, 0 losses. Think about that for a second. In a league as brutal as the Premier League, where every match is a war, where you've got to travel to hostile grounds like Old Trafford, Stamford Bridge, and Anfield, Arsenal didn't blink, not once. To put this into perspective, the closest any team has come since was Manchester City in 2017 to 2018, with 100 points and only 2 losses. Incredible, yes, but still not invincible. Liverpool's 97-point season in 2018 to 2019, 1 loss. Chelsea's 2004 to 2005 title under Mourinho, 1 loss. The Invincibles, untouchable. But it's not just the stats that make this team the greatest. It's how they did it. Arsenal didn't grind out 1-0 wins with parked buses. They played football that took your breath away. Wenger's philosophy was all about possession, movement, and attacking with purpose. They scored 73 goals that season. Not the highest tally ever, but the way they scored them, pure class. Henry's curling strike against Liverpool, Bergkamp's pirouette and finish against Newcastle in years prior, setting the tone. Pires drifting inside to devastating effect. Every goal felt like a statement. They didn't just beat teams, they dismantled them with style. Let's break down some key moments, because this season wasn't a cakewalk. October 2003, the Battle of Old Trafford. Arsenal faced Manchester United, their fiercest rivals, in a game that's still talked about today. It's a 0-0 draw, but the tension is electric. Ruud van Nistelrooy misses a late penalty, Vieira gets sent off, and the post-match brawl shows just how much this team was willing to fight. That draw didn't break them, it forged them. Fast forward to April 2004. Arsenal faced Liverpool at Highbury. They're 2-1 down at halftime, and the unbeaten streak looks shaky. Enter Thierry Henry. He scores a hat-trick, including a solo run that leaves Jamie Carragher on the floor, and Arsenal win 4-2. That's not just talent, that's mentality. Then there's the title-clinching game. May 2004 at White Hart Lane, Tottenham's backyard. Arsenal go 2-0 up with a Vieira goal and a Perez finish. Spurs fight back to 2-2, but the Invincibles hold firm. The final whistle blows, and Arsenal are champions, unbeaten on enemy soil against their bitter rivals. If that's not the stuff of legends, I don't know what is. Now, some might argue, what about Manchester City's 100-point season? Or Liverpool's relentless 2020 team? Or Barcelona's tiki-taka under Pep Guardiola? Fair questions, but here's where the Invincibles pull ahead. City's 2017 to 2018 season was a masterclass, no doubt. 32 wins, 100 points, 106 goals. But 2 losses, including one to Liverpool, show they weren't invincible. Liverpool's 2019 to 2020 title was dominant, but again, they lost once. Barcelona's 2008 to 2009 treble-winning side under Guardiola was mesmerizing, but even they lost twice in La Liga that year. Arsenal's Invincibles didn't just win, they rewrote the rulebook on perfection. And let's talk context. The early 2000s Premier League was a gauntlet. You had Sir Alex Ferguson's Manchester United with Ruud van Nistelrooy, Paul Scholes, and Ryan Giggs in their prime. Chelsea were emerging under Roman Abramovich's millions, with Claude Makélélé and Frank Lampard forming a new powerhouse. Liverpool and Newcastle were no pushovers either. This wasn't a one-horse race. It was a lion's den, and Arsenal walked out unscathed. Another layer to their greatness? Longevity within the season. The Invincibles didn't just go unbeaten in 2003 to 2004. They stretched that run across 49 games, from May 2003 to October 2004, only stopped by a controversial United defeat, with the Pizzagate aftermath. 49 unbeaten matches in England's top flight. That's not a streak. That's a dynasty. No team has come close to that endurance. But it's not just about the numbers or the trophies, though that gold Premier League trophy, handed out after the final game against Leicester, is iconic. It's about the legacy. The Invincibles inspired a generation. They showed that football could be both beautiful and unbeatable, that you didn't need limitless cash to dominate, just a vision and a team that believed in it. Wenger's Arsenal changed how the game was played in England, paving the way for the possession-based, technical football we see today. Let's zoom out for a second and compare them to other all-time greats. Real Madrid's Galacticos of the early 2000s had Zidane, Ronaldo, and Figo, galaxy-class talent, but they lost 6 times in La Liga in 2001 to 2002. AC Milan's 1991 to 1992 Serie A unbeaten season under Fabio Capello was remarkable. 22 wins, 12 draws, but Serie A had fewer games then. And the competition, while fierce, lacked the week-in, week-out physicality of the Premier League. Ajax's 1970s, total football under Johan Cruyff, a revolution. But they didn't go a full league season unbeaten. The Invincibles stand alone because they combined artistry with an unbreakable spirit in the toughest league on earth. And here's the emotional kicker. They did it with soul. Highbury, their home, wasn't a corporate megastadium. It was a cathedral of football, intimate and roaring with history. The fans lived and breathed every pass, every tackle. The Invincibles weren't just a team, they were a family, on the pitch and in the stands. That connection, that passion, elevated them beyond mere statistics. So, why are they the greatest? It's the perfect storm, an unbeaten season in the modern Premier League. A style of play that dazzled the world. A squad of legends led by a visionary manager and a mental toughness that refused to crack. No team has matched their feat. Not City, not Liverpool, not Bayern, not Barcelona. The Invincibles didn't just win a title, they wrote themselves into immortality. As we wrap up, picture this. May 15th, 2004. Arsenal beat Leicester 2-1 at Highbury. Henry scores, the crowd erupts, and the players lift that golden trophy. 38 games, no defeats. A season for the ages. If that's not the definition of the greatest football team of all time, then I don't know what is. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you agree? Is there a team that tops the Invincibles? Hit that like button, subscribe for more football deep dives, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, keep loving the beautiful game.